What's up, beautiful people? This is Fearfully Fit Podcast, and my goal for you is to develop a healthy mind, body, and spirit. I'm going to be sharing with you an in-depth look into how I lost over 100 pounds and had a total life transformation. I want you to be fit in all aspects of your life because you are fearfully and wonderfully made. What's up, beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of Fearfully Fit Podcast. I'm your host, Summer, and I have my good girlfriend, Janessa, here as my guest. Yes, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
So, it's been a few weeks, you guys. I had briefly explained on my Instagram that I had to take a little break because of midterms, and then also, praise Jehovah, I moved into my own spot.
Whoop, whoop.
All right, boop, boop, boop. I moved into my own spot, so God is good. And I was moving in. That took a lot of energy, and so I had to take some time off from doing episodes and editing and all that. But we're back, and we're better than ever.
Yes.
Right? So for today's episode, we're going to talk about this new show phenomenon that has... phenomenon? Whatever, this new show that that everybody has been in love with, Love is Blind.
Yes.
And you can find it on Netflix. Mm-hmm. And so when I first was looking at a little clip, I'm like, this looks mad corny.
Yeah, I thought the same too. I was like, okay, what is this?
Right? I'm like, mad corny like any other little reality show. But then I saw that what made me want to watch it was that it was rated number 1. That Netflix had rated it number 1. So I was like, all right, let me just watch 1 or 2 episodes and see what it's hitting for.
Right.
And, no, didn't you start watching it because...
I started watching it because you said something about it.
Yeah.
You and the girls were talking about it. And I was like, wait, I haven't watched it yet, so...
Yeah, so I ended up falling in love with it. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I think that okay, if you haven't watched it... The show is about women and men. They come together, right. And it's basically they're kind of speed dating. Mm-hmm. But the whole catch is they can't see the person.
Each other.
Yeah, that's like the whole catch. They're in these separate pods, and they can only speak and they can't see anything.
Right.
So after they go through... I think, if I'm not mistaken, you can, after you've done a few dates, because I think the speed dating only lasts for like a couple weeks, right? Or
right.
like a week or something like that. Yeah. Then it's like you choose the person that you want to date consistently.
Yes.
And keep in mind, you still can't see them. And then you propose to them. Right? That was the next step. You propose, and keep in mind, you still don't see them. You propose to them, and after you propose, then you can see them in person. That's when they did the reveal.
Yes.
After they did the reveal, each couple, I think we had 6 couples who got so far as to propose. And then they went away to Mexico, had some alone time, At the end of the season, it's either you get married or
you don't.
Right, you don't, and you walk away.
Right.
So if you haven't watched it, this is definitely a spoiler alert. So go watch it and then maybe tune back in because we about to say all the juice.
Everything.
Right. So if you haven't watched it, go watch it. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, it's 6 couples. We're gonna start with Diamond and Carlton. This was the only black couple,
right?
Like a black girl and a black guy. Mm-hmm. So that's one. This was the only black couple. And their thing was, so they didn't make it, you guys, past the engagement. They were engaged. They went to Mexico. Mm-hmm. Then that's when they broke up while they were at Mexico.
Right.
And Carlton's big reveal was that he was, I don't want to say the wrong term. I guess you would call it bisexual, or he said bi-fluid or something like that. It's so many terms. Mm-hmm. I don't really know what he said, but it's essentially he's dated both men and women. Yes. And Diamond, he didn't tell Diamond that before when they were just speed dating.
Right.
So she felt some type of way, mainly because she felt like he had held off such a big aspect of his life.
Right.
And so she actually, in my opinion, when he told her, she handled it pretty good.
Yeah, she did.
Right?
She was calm. She was like, okay. She had to think about it. Like, wait. She was like, okay, so I'm not gonna act out. She's not gonna curse him out or whatever. She was just like,
yeah, she was because he started crying. She was rubbing his little back. She was being nice,
right?
And then she didn't give him the answer that he wanted. It seemed like the only answer he was going to take was, it's fine. Like, I'm still attracted to you. This doesn't change anything. And because she gave him a different answer than that, he just like flipped out.
Yeah, he went off. And then he was just putting these things in whatever it was going through his head. Like, oh, everybody's accepted me.
Which didn't make any sense because he had previously said that people weren't accepting. Right. So that's why he held it back from her. So you could tell he was just talking out of anger. Yeah. And, essentially kind of called out her name a little bit. Yeah. He did. What did she say when she was walking away? She said, I forgot what she said, but his comeback was, your wig been slipping since day one. That was so petty. I said, I can't. Gosh. You're on, like, I can't. Your wig been slipping since day one. Which it was slipping. Funny. I like Diamond, but that wig was slipping.
I do see it.
It was. I was like, oh, dang. Because I was like, we're the makeup people, but I was like, I forgot they're supposed to be just regular people, so it wouldn't really be a makeup person there. I'm like, damn, can't nobody tell her? I'm like, where the other black girl? She couldn't say, listen.
Like, pull it
forward a little bit. I'm like, dang. And that's the only thing I kept looking at, too. Yes. Every time she had her little part.
Yes, they did a close-up. I'm like, why are you doing that to
right.
her?
I'm like, tag, it's a different color, too. It's a different color than her regular scalp. It was pulled back.
Oh, gosh.
So, yeah, he was really petty. And they didn't work out, right? So now we at Kenny and but back to Carlton. All spiritual things aside, right? I'm not going to even bring spirituality and religion into it. Mm-hmm. It makes no sense that, in my opinion, why she would... Okay, let me backtrack. She doesn't have to... It's okay if someone is not attracted to someone who is bisexual.
Right.
Like, who is a different type of sexuality. Because I know that during the reunion, she was talking about she was getting death threats and all this crazy stuff. And people was really coming at her.
Right.
Because she didn't want someone who was bisexual.
Right.
It's okay to not be attracted to that. And I really didn't understand that notion. Why does everyone have to be attracted to everything?
Right. They don't have to.
Yeah. So I didn't really get that. Just as much as the LGBTQ community wants people to be accepting. I know I'm missing letters, but I think it's LGBTQ. I think that's like the basis of it. Okay. Just as much as they want people to be accepting, it's like not all of them, but it seems like the majority of them, it's like if you don't, you don't like what I'm doing, then, or you don't, not even necessarily agree, like in this instance, like if you're not attracted to it, if you come against me in any way, you're in the wrong.
Right.
Which is not true. It's like to be such a free-flowing community they're so against anybody who just doesn't, like, you gotta like me, you gotta be attracted, you gotta believe how I believe. Now, if you're talking about hate things where someone is actually saying, like, I hate you, you're going to hell, like, that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
But for someone that's just like, yeah, nah, I don't like that. I don't, whatever. I don't get it. Like, the whole that she had to be attracted to him. Like, it's okay to not to be attracted to someone who's attracted to the same sex. Mm-hmm. But, okay. Enough about them. So then the second couple was Gigi. Oh, no, actually, before we move on, would you have stayed with him if you claim like you were in love by just speaking and y'all had this deep connection, but then Carlton told you that he was attracted to, like, that he's dated the same sex?
I would have felt like he wasn't upfront with everything. Right. Like you said, you was upfront with everything, but that's a major thing.
Right.
That's a major thing, and for you to keep that out, I wouldn't have moved on, because
then it's like, what else are you holding back?
Right, exactly.
Right, yeah.
So I wouldn't move on with that either.
Okay, now for real, we off them. Okay, so Kenny and Kelly did not end up they were I'm not gonna say they were boring, but they were just really regular.
Yeah, they were.
Like, it seemed like throughout the whole thing, I was like, yeah, they're definitely gonna get married.
I thought so too.
Right?
She was like, yes.
Because she seemed like they was just so into each other. And then out of nowhere, towards the end, she's like, yeah, I've had issues orgasming. Yeah.
My goodness.
And then she was like, that's why I don't want to bring sex into it. And then she, out of nowhere, talking about, I'm not attracted to blondes or something like that.
Yes, I was like, what is
I'm
it?
like,
Make
what?
Up your mind.
I'm like, first of all, I'm going to, listen, I understand being real. He is really cute.
He is cute.
And she's okay. So I'm like, not saying that she shouldn't be honest. I'm not saying that. Right. But the way she was portraying, because she's like, he's not usually what I would go for. And I'm like, oh, who you be talking to? Because he's really cute. And I'm not saying she's ugly, because she's not. But she's just okay. So I'm like, so what you be getting, supermodels?
Right.
Nah, that's hard to believe. Like, I don't know about all that. Like, she was really trying to, it seemed like she was trying to play him. Like,
yeah, she was. It did seem like that. She said, what did she say?
What part?
I forgot what she said. But she was just like, the way that she just switched everything up.
Right.
She was just like, oh, I'm not physically, I believe she said, I'm not physically attracted to him. And that's why she wasn't going for the whole sex thing or sleeping with him so soon or whatever. Yeah,
so he wanted to get married. She didn't. So they didn't make it. They were my least favorite couple. I really, really liked him. I thought he was really sweet.
Yeah,
but
was sweet.
Kelly, I think you missed out. But who am I? Yeah. I'm just a spectator.
Because he done
right now on the reunion, y'all. He was like, "I'm glad this happened because I found my love." You could tell she was feeling some type of way. She was crying. I was like, "Look, I'm glad you missed out."
Exactly.
So next couple, Gigi and Damien. So Gigi was the what? She's not Brazilian. What was she? She was some type of exotic. I don't know. She was some type of something else, some Spanish something, and she was definitely a firecracker. Not trying to be stereotypical, but she was definitely a firecracker. Damien seemed kind of mild mannered, right? Mm-hmm. And what it seemed like with them. So, okay, first of all, she played him on multiple occasions.
Yeah, she did.
They had gotten into an argument, and sis said, you ever realize when you say this is the best sex of your life?
Oh, my goodness.
You ever realize I don't return the compliment? I'm like, what? And that didn't even have anything to do with their argument.
No, I was like, what is she talking about? And I know he was confused, too, and he felt some type of way. I was like, what?
So how Gigi portrayed it is she was saying that she lost her butterflies, and his perspective was like, I'm not trying to do all that arguing and stuff.
Right.
And he was saying that when she argues and then when can go right into sex, he's like, I'm not into that because I don't want you at that moment. Mm-hmm. So she was like, so you're trying to say that I have angry sex? I like to have angry sex, which he said no, but yes, that's what it seemed like. And I think that she was confusing like passion for anger. Like, I was listening to another podcast, and that was their perspective. And I was like, yeah, I totally agree. It's like she was confused. She was thinking that toxic means passion, which a lot of females tend to think that, which no. That means you have a problem and you should probably go to therapy or Jesus. But yeah, so it definitely seemed like she was confusing the two. And she ended up not wanting to marry him.
Right.
And
surprisingly.
No, she ended up wanting to marry him. Sorry. Yeah.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, surprisingly. Because her up and down, you would think that she was going to say no.
Right, exactly.
And he denied her.
Right.
I was like, dang.
He thought she was going to say no, too. He was like, I thought she was going to say no, but she flipped it. Like, he was like, her up and downs right now. She's not ready. She's not ready to.
Yeah. But during the reunion, they decided to, I guess they're just dating now. Yeah. So obviously it's only a snapshot of their lives. So I don't know if it's what it's like, but it seems like she's grown.
Yes,
right?
She has, yeah.
It seems like she definitely saw that she was acting a hot fool.
Right.
And she was like, all right, I'm doing too much. Right, and Damien is too good a catch.
Yes.
So I applaud them. I'm glad they got it together. Kudos for them. Amber and Barnett.
Oh.
So I felt, okay, so throughout the whole speed dating experience in the very beginning when they were just in the pods, they definitely played it, well, he played it too, Barnett, as if he was like this player.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I was definitely like, yeah, whatever he's in is not going to last. Mm-hmm. So he was like a player. She was definitely a hardcore too. Uh-huh. But she was really passionate and like strong. Like, this is my man. Right. We gonna be together. Right. It's Barnett or it's nobody.
About nobody else. Like,
but I thought that was cute.
It was cute.
I was like, go ahead. And so they had a thing. So you know what? We're gonna talk about this couple and the next couple together because they're so intertwined. So we have Amber and Barnett, right? So in the beginning, he was as like kind of this player type thing. Yeah. So then Jessica and Mark. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell you now, Jessica, I was over you through the entire... As soon as I heard your voice, I was over you. And like that... Right. I could... And it wasn't like that was her voice through the entire thing. It's like she had moments where she amplified that. And I said, yo, I want to choke you. I just couldn't... Hi. And I said, oh, gosh, stop. Hello? But in the beginning, Barnett and Mark... was really feeling her. I said, yeah, they okay.
Were. They was like, just her voice. Like, when
I'm
heard
like,
her voice,
if you like that, what? Right? Like, okay. Barnett ended up rejecting Jessica, and he ended up staying with Amber. So Mark was basically Jessica's consolation prize, which that was embarrassing from the start because she was like, well, I can't have Barnett, so I'm just going to stick with Mark.
Exactly.
Which she did not portray it to Mark like that. Right. She made it seem like, yo, it was always you. Yeah. And I don't know what I was thinking.
I was so confused.
Right. Meantime, it's only because Barnett denied you.
Yes. Chose somebody else.
Exactly. So through the whole thing, after Amber and Barnett chose each other, Jessica and Mark stayed together. Right. And through the whole thing, because the couples eventually, after you propose, you go on the little vacation, then they all lived in the same apartment complex, and they had moments where they all got together as couples and were hanging around each other, and through the whole thing, Jessica was on Barnett's neck. I said, you sit your tail down. She's
like, are you sure? Are you
right.
Sure? Okay, I just
Sis was like, I can't even believe, what? It's so weird you're getting married to her. Right. I would never.
I would have never thought. You only know him for 2 days.
Exactly. Sis. Yo, Barnett, you could tell he felt so uncomfortable. Yes. And he kept saying, yeah, you told me that. Yeah. Right. Yeah, well, I'm really happy over here. Right, so. Exactly. Okay, yeah, okay. And. Sis was really embarrassing herself through the whole thing. She really was. She was drinking a little bit too much. And she had that one moment with Mark, which is the guy she was supposed to be with, when they went back to the room. Right. And she was like, he actually gave her a compliment. But it was kind of like a joke, and she took it wrong because he was like, the other girl is second to you, meaning like,
you're in first place.
Yeah, you're in first place. It was a joke. She claimed she took it wrong, which I would think she was just, when you just trying to find any reason to bring up the topic, and she just used that as that reason. And she was like, well, I think Barnett is super hot and sexy. In her voice, I think Barnett is super hot and sexy. I was like, oh, you're so disrespectful.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Mark was mad for a minute, but then he stayed with her. But Jessica was real disrespectful. She was real trife. And she really embarrassed herself. And I think I heard this on another podcast too. I was cracking up. She felt like she looked better than what she did.
Yes.
I said, first of all, every scene I'm looking at the creases in your eyes. You over here looking old. And I'm just going to need you to not play Mark so much. Right, relax. And what got on my nerves about her, because I'm like, you're on this show for a reason. Clearly, whatever you've been doing has not been working. So stop trying to play Mark so hard. Like, what? calm down.
Yeah, she was doing a lot.
Like, I understand you got you a house, you got you a good job. Remember when she was when they had to go visit each other's homes, and she was like, "Oh, is this your little school book?" Or she said something like that. I said, "Wow."
He's like, "No, that's my fitness."
And she said, "Little."
Yeah.
I said, "Wow, you're disrespectful."
Play him all around.
I'm like, you think you look better than what you do? Because if you saw what we see, you would be a little bit more humble. Because you're not the best, not no double looker. Relax.
And does the age matter?
Yeah, well, she is also 10 years older than Mark. Mm-hmm. So she made it through the whole thing into a huge thing. And everybody, even her friends, they was like, no one cared.
When you said, she said, "Oh yeah, I forgot."
You knew you said that. You just don't want Mark.
Right.
Stop. You just want Barnett, the person who don't want you.
Exactly.
And I personally don't think Jessica gave this a real fair shot. I think she was set on Barnett through the whole thing. Yeah, Barnett denied her, and she just couldn't get past it.
Right. She was hoping that him and Amber would fail, and that he would come to her. She's like, I hope she's like, I just want to be friends. Stay friends.
Don't know. No. What? I didn't choose you, girl. But Mark was all in through the whole thing, and so I feel bad for them. Of course, at the end, he wanted to get married. She didn't.
Yeah.
And then during the reunion, she actually, I will say Jessica owned up to everything. She was very apologetic. Let me tell you, though, Amber was trying to fight.
Right.
Amber was ready to fight, but... Right? But... she was very apologetic, so I'll give her that. She did not try to deny or downplay anything. She knew she was wrong. And Mark was nice. I mean, I think it was still silly him saying, like, I would have choose you all over. Why would you have chosen? No. What, so she can play you again? Like, she was very disrespectful. So, whatever. I guess he was just trying to be politically correct because you look silly. Or just desperate because I'm like, she straight played you. Mm-hmm. Now, you guys, for the last couple, which it's literally been America's sweetheart.
Oh my god!
Like everyone has fallen in love with them. Yes. Lauren and Cameron.
I love them.
So this was the interracial couple where Lauren was black and Cameron was white.
Yes,
Cameron is white. Sorry, they're all alive and well. Yeah, Cameron is white. So they, from the very beginning, and you know what? It is a huge part of them being so everyone loves them. It is because they're black and white. Like, that definitely has a huge factor.
Yes.
But Lauren does have a really nice personality. Like, she's funny.
She does,
she's pretty. Like, she's genuinely pretty.
Right.
And Mark is handsome.
He is very handsome.
And I guess it was, not even I guess, know.
Sorry. Mark, his name is Cameron. Said Mark is handsome.
Oh, yeah, you guys know. I'm not talking about the little Mark anymore. I'm talking about Cameron. Wow. Sorry. I know. Mark is short. Cameron is very handsome. And what was so appealing was that you have this white man that's so in love with this black girl. And we just thought it was the cutest thing ever. Now, if it was vice versa, and it was a white woman and a black man, I don't think they would have gotten the same response.
No. They probably wouldn't have.
Because it's something... I guess because black women are so disrespected. Like, it's... I don't know. Our plight is just so different. And when you have another person coming in, like, treating you how we really deserve to be treated, it's such a beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. But kind of, it's like that narrative, if it was vice versa, where it was a black man and a white woman, we'd be like, here she go.
Right.
Still in another one. Right. He can't never be with no black. Like, so it definitely would have been a different narrative.
That's crazy.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
But we just thought the world just thinks it's the cutest thing, and me and us included, that this white man is so in love with this black girl, and they're so opposites as far as you could tell. He's more on the shy side. Like, if you saw they showed his friends on there. His friends are super geeky. Yeah, he's a scientist too.
Yes, I was like, he looks like scientist.
He's a scientist, and she's a.
What is she?
I don't know. She's like a blogger or something like that.
Oh, okay.
I'm not trying to downplay it, but
Yeah.
What I wish, though, I wish that she was I wish she had accomplished more. in life, only because then it's kind of like the narrative, this white successful man is coming to save you from the slums. Right. Not saying that she was from the slums, because her apartment was cute. Yeah, it was nice.
A small little apartment for her.
But it wasn't hitting like his was hitting. He had a whole 3-story house by himself.
Like,
so I do wish, only because I just wanted the narrative to be a little different. I didn't want it to be like the white man is coming to save the black girl. I wanted it to be like, listen, I'm successful. I'm popping without you. I don't need nothing that you got. You just a little bonus. But it was just kind of like, I'm bringing you up. But she's cool. Like, I still love their story. But I do wish she had a little bit more stuff going on. When they did, if you watch Saturday Night Live, they did a parody. And it was showing, when they show Lauren, the little tagline at the bottom, as far as her occupation, it said professional picture taker or something like that. Wow. Trying to play her. She laughed about it. I followed them on Instagram. So she laughed about it. But I was like, you see, so that's a narrative clearly other people are thinking too. But when they were, one part that was funny, we talked about it before, when he was showing, they showed each other their real houses, and she was like, would you care if I kept my apartment? I said, girl, you better let that little thing go. Your little apartment, you better let that go. Right, the little closet. You better move up in there. Right. But I guess that reaffirmed her persona, that she is strong by herself. Right. I think it was interesting seeing Cameron and her dad. He's black power type of black. And Cameron was definitely, he held his own.
He did. He wasn't even shaky or nothing. He did look a little nervous, but he held his ground. He was like, I love your daughter, and I'm going to work my way to you being able to love me.
Yes, so, I thought that was a nice line. I said, wow, Cameron.
Because he was like, the father was like, I like you because my daughter likes you. And then he just affirmed that.
Yeah. So I agree. I loved Cameron and Lauren. I loved how, what was the part that I really liked? Oh, when even though I said I wish that she had a little bit more going for herself, just so it wouldn't be that I'm coming to save you type thing. When the times he would hug her and be like, I'm going to take care of you. I said, oh my gosh, you are just the sweetest. You're so cute. They were really cute. And now so they both made it to the finish line. They decided to get married.
Oh, y'all.
And they have a YouTube channel now. I would shout out their channel, but I have no idea what it is. I saw a little clip. We're going to look it up. I saw a little clip, and it was cute. They showed little bloopers of them. And I don't know what their last name is, but I feel like it's their last name. That's what it is, but we're going to look it up. But also surprisingly, not even surprisingly, Cameron did you catch when he said that he was in a 5-year relationship with the black woman?
Yes, he did. Yes.
I was like, wow, okay. So Cameron done been around the block. He know what he getting into. And you could tell that's probably his type, because you can tell through voices if someone is white or black. Oh, we found their YouTube channel. It's called Hanging with the Hamiltons. Yeah. It's cute. You guys, check it out. Hanging with the Hamiltons.
Wow.
Yeah, they're cute. So, I was like, yeah, he's definitely been around the block, done dated a black girl for 5 years. Go ahead.
He's gotten the,
what you trying to think of?
The interracial...
experience
with the people saying like,
oh yeah, so he's already been through where people didn't agree with his relationship, or getting the side looks or whatever you call it. This was Lauren's first interracial relationship though.
Yes,
so this was kind of new for her, but I'm happy that she did not chase him away. I'm happy she was accepting, even though she was kind of worried, because she was like, I'm black power too, so can I really be black power with a white man? But it seems like, because this show was recorded almost 2 years ago, like a year and a half ago, and they're still going strong, together. Y'all. Wow. So that's awesome. Yes. I think that it's funny because through the pods, it's like you can tell if somebody was white or black.
Yeah.
You can definitely tell. And I knew Cameron could tell. I knew he was like, "Ooh, she black. Let me stay right here and see what this is hitting for." You could tell. And I think I definitely, if I would have ever did this experiment, I think that I probably would have been looking for the black boys. I probably would have been like,
I was like, wait.
Right.
I probably would have been looking for the black boys. Carlton, though. I would have known Carlton.
You would have known that Carlton was
black.
Was black?
Yeah.
It's just a tone. Right. Not every single black person, because you do got the black girls be talking Valley Girl, but it's just a certain tone to a black person's voice. It's like heavier
and even
like saucier. I don't know.
Yes, even one of the guys who didn't make it to the end, he was in one of the pods, and Lauren was in the other pod, and he's like, right off the bat, he's like, "You know what? I can tell you're African American."
Oh, like, yeah. What? He did say that.
She said, "No, I'm actually white."
Oh, yeah. That was funny. She was trying to play like she was white. Right. But so, you guys, overall, I think that this actually was a dope concept.
Yes,
Is
absolutely.
love blind? Can you fall in love with somebody
and not even see them
and stay and maintain that love? So, I think that this first season was really genuine.
Right.
I don't think moving forward that it's going to stay this way, only because it's so insanely popular. People are just going to go on there now to try to be on TV and be popular. So I don't think moving forward that it's going to keep the same type of genuine that it is now. But my question to you, Janessa, do you think love is blind?
Yes, love is blind. But what does that even mean, though?
That love is blind?
Yeah.
So if we're talking about, according to the show's concept, it's can you fall in love with somebody and not care about their physical and maintain that love with the physical, with everything going on outside of who the person is. So then you think of job, you think of family, you think of, we have social media that plays such a big part in our relationships now. So all of that aside, can you still be in love with somebody with just who they are?
That's so hard. I definitely think I can fall in love with somebody without even seeing them. But then at the same time, you kind of have a picture of what they...
you form your own picture.
Right, what they look like. And then... it's really hard, but I don't know if I'd be able to
maintain it.
Yes, maintain it, because the physical attraction is important to me as well.
Right.
Like, yes.
But think about the moments that you feel like you've truly been in love. Think about those moments, right? Mm-hmm. Was physical a part of it, or? Could you have been in love and was like, yo, at this point, I don't even care what you look like. I just love you so much. Or in those moments, was the physical one of the reasons why you were in love?
Oh, you know what? I dated somebody who I wasn't originally attracted to them, and because of the personality and the connection, it just grew on me, and then it started to change
the way you look at him,
the
right?
way I looked at him.
Yes.
And I was like, I really like it. I really like it.
Right? You be forgetting the missing teeth. You be forgetting the cross-eye, the receding hairline. You forget all that.
Right. Because you know what? I think what makes you beautiful is that connection and
the bond that you form with the person.
You build with the person.
So I think that love can be blind. Mm-hmm. I think that love, as far as me loving you, or how the Bible says to love your neighbor,
right,
I think that love should be blind and should be unconditional. I think being in love is definitely not blind. I think being in love is conditional. Mm-hmm. And I say that because it's just so much that goes into being in love. Like, I think you can love somebody just off of, you should love somebody off of no other reason, just because they're breathing, you know, because God says so. And you're supposed to love your neighbor like you love yourself, right? But being in love, which is, I guess, the concept of this show, we're talking in terms of being in love. I think that for a while it can be blind, but I think as time goes along, the other things start to creep in. Right. Like, I think that love can be blind. Being in love can be blind for so long. Right. And then, because you think of like toxic relationships or abusive relationships, right? And they're just like, I was blind. Like, I didn't realize what was going on because I thought I loved them so much. Because then you get into soul ties. Which we talked about that one of the last episodes. So you get into that situation where the soul tie, that spiritual connection, makes everything else, you not even paying attention to it. You can't see everything else because of that spiritual connection. So I think to be okay with love being blind, I think that can get dangerous, because then you not putting in the other factors could be detrimental to your spirit. You know what I'm saying? To your sanity, to your peace. So I think that the whole concept is dope, though. Like, to love somebody without the physical. I think that is a really dope concept. And Netflix, whoever invented that show, you did good. That was really cool. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I think that would I ever do it? No, only because even though I think the concept is dope, it's too much on the line. I would have to be literally the perfect person. Like, I have to be the perfect height. I wouldn't go on there if I was anything. I'm too tall, because I would have to, because it's just too many possibilities that the guy will be way shorter than me. So I would have to be 5'5", because that way it's kind of like it's going to be okay either way. I have to be 5'5". I got to be the perfect shape. Like, I cannot be overweight now 1 inch, because because the world is seeing this. I don't want other people to have side conversations like, oh yeah, I really liked her, but then she was big. It's like, dang. And you notice on this show, not one person was big. No. Netflix knew what they was doing.
That's what I thought too. I was like, everybody got a nice physique.
Yeah, if you think about it, no one, even though I said that Jessica, I felt like she thought she looked better than what she really did. Nobody was societal wise ugly. Everybody looked pretty decent. Like, you couldn't go on there and be like, oh, she ugly. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody was pretty much, which Netflix knew what they was doing. Because they didn't have nobody on there that you could really, they didn't have nobody with no disability. Everybody was fine and healthy. So they knew what they was doing in that aspect, because it's too much of it. If you have a big person on there, it's kind of like, it's less of a chance. Things that are significant about a person, like, really, even though Mark was short, he wasn't a dwarf. So, everybody on there looked pretty regular. So no, I wouldn't go on there, just because it's just too many components. Like, it's way too many.
I'm picturing you looking like somebody out of the magazine or something, or just somebody really, really handsome, and then I see you and I'm like, dang.
Imagine falling in love, and the person is literally physically everything that you don't want. Oh my gosh, that would be such a blow.
We're the same person I was
like, wait, you sure it's you? Let's do the reveal again. But okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you to my good girlfriend for joining me. Yes, big up yourself. I don't know what that means, but boop, boop, boop. So you guys go watch Love is Blind. Let me know what you think. Thank you for joining me. Another episode. Thank you for tuning in. We back, like I said, and we better than ever. I'm going to try to not take any more breaks, but I got finals coming up, so we'll see. I'm saying that now, but y'all pray my strength in the Lord. All right, you guys. Bye.
Bye.